What's going on? Couple things I'm not happy about right now. Number one, threw my back out again for the second time in 3 weeks. What was I doing? Walking outside. But I guess when you go rolling down the roadway, that's something that happens. You're going to have some back issues. So lucky I didn't break my back when I hurt my arm. So I'll deal with going to the chiropractor. Second thing I'm not happy about today. You can see, nice warm garage. Hey, Kubota. Walk out here. Oh, back hurts. And what is this? No, it snowed 4 inches last night. The kiddo, forgot that eave spout was there. Oopsie. So, the kiddo loves it. I do not. Usually I like the snow, not today. Uh-oh, what's she gonna do? Pile of dirt with snow on top. She loves it. But, had the truck warming up. I hate brushing snow off. Was saying, I hate brushing snow off of vehicles, but my truck is too big to fit in the garage. And as you can see, there's too much stuff in the garage right now. My wife's car has to sit out, which I need to do something about that. So maybe I'll feel better later and can kind of clean up the garage a little bit. But on a positive note, yesterday was the first day of Ohio deer gun season, November 30th. You can hunt bow in Ohio, I think, the end of September. I usually hunt like bow quite a bit this year. You know, obviously haven't been out, and I didn't go out before I got hurt. But wife put the smack down on a nice 8-point buck yesterday. I'm very proud of her. It's the first deer taken on this new property. And the deer was in the food plot we put in. You know, we put a ton of effort in that food plot. There's some other videos on that. But I cleared 3 acres of land this spring. Tried my best to disc it up. It's all rock and was, you know, small tree stumps. Got a nice buckwheat crop going. And then I used the buckwheat as a kind of starter crop, nursery crop for the brassicas, sugar beets, turnips we put in. And that deer was in the food plot. She made a nice 45-yard shot on him with 44 mag. Ran about 100 yards and we found him, so it's pretty cool. So very happy with that. Took the deer to, I had therapy yesterday. She shot it her first thing in the morning. It's kind of weird. I was laying on the couch, sitting in front of the wood stove, looking out the window, see if I could see any deer. And I was like, I'm not seeing anything. Because you can actually see our food plot from the front window of the house, part of it anyways. And we have deer walk 10 yards in front of and behind our house all the time. So I laid on the couch, was scrolling through Facebook, and heard that 44 mag bark out. And 30 seconds later, got a phone call. She said she shot a buck. So didn't get any footage of that. It was really crappy. It was raining, sleeting, kind of, snow mix. Oh, the vitamins still taste nasty. So didn't get any footage of that. I do have some pictures I'll add in this video somewhere. And maybe we'll add one right now. She got and carried it out of the food plot with the tractor. She did. So that was pretty cool. And everybody's excited. Dropped that deer off at the meat processor last night. She went out again this morning. With me not hunting this year, she would like to get another one or two. We eat a lot of venison here. And so we'll see how it goes. This morning, though, she didn't see anything. I have a feeling with all this, you know, rain turned to snow last night. We maybe had an inch on the ground. I went to bed last night. I have a feeling the deer will be moving this afternoon, but she's working right now. I don't know if she's going back out or not. And I think my dad might come out tomorrow and try his hand. And see, there's a monster buck roaming this property. My wife saw it yesterday. He was chasing some does and didn't slow down, and she couldn't get a shot at him. And then this little buck came through on his heels. Nice buck, big body for a medium-sized rack. But yeah, pretty cool. It's the first time seeing this place in a lot of snow. Got a couple wood piles there under tarps. Got a couple IBC totes, the ones that I know I'm planning on using pretty soon. I try and keep under tarps for now until my brother cuts out some more of those IBC totes, the bladders to use for lids. So that's kind of what's going on. Just want to do an update. And I got a lot of comments on the last video I did on the 2.5 month review of the Diamond C dump trailer. As you can see, my dad brought it back. It's sitting there now. Got a little angle on it so it doesn't fill up with snow. And I hate seeing all these trailers sit out, but until we get a pole barn, that's just the way it's got to be. But I'm going to run to the chiropractor. Hopefully he makes me feel better. And then I don't know what I'm doing the rest of the day. For as much as I'm not in the mood for snow today, it is pretty. First off, let me say, I used to not believe in chiropractors, but man, I know they're not miracle workers, but that's the way I feel today. I said, Doc, I don't know why my back keeps popping out. Like, this isn't like me. And then he was like, well, you're basically hit by a car, so yeah, you're gonna have some back issues. Touche, Doc. But while I was in there, I was thinking, this would probably be a good time to add on to this video and talk a little bit about our hunting setup. I know a lot of the people that watch this channel that I've spoken to are kind of the outdoorsy type, hunt, fish, outdoors, stuff like that. So we'll just hit over that real quick, and then there's no need to do a second video on that. And I have kind of had some questions in the past, you know, what is our setup like? What do we, you know, how do we lay out our property? So I'll explain it to you real quick, and then I'll get into kind of the gear my wife used to shoot that deer yesterday. So our property, we're about 2 miles from a river. We have no neighbors on the north side of us until that river. Most of that is woods, but it's set back about 1,000 feet off the roadway. Our property connects that big, I don't know how many acre, 400 or 500 acre woods. We're the first from the river to us. There's nowhere in between that connects that woods to the road, which on the other side of the road, it's all woods. So the deer kind of use that as a highway. They cut through our property, they cut right along our fence row, tree row, from the back all the way across the front. Then there's a creek across the road. So we have a ton of deer, and that big woods behind us is mostly big timber. We have a little bit of thicket, you know, it was an overgrown cattle farm years and years ago, 30, 40 years ago. So we have some big timber on the back and kind of wraps around the side of our property. On the other side of the property is kind of a little brushier, thick brush. The deer use that as a bedding area, and then towards the front of the property, it's big timber again. And then the middle is where we put that food plot, and so the deer just always going in through there. So that's where we put that 3.5 acre food plot. If you look back at my other videos, I cleared all that land with the Kubota this spring. It took me about 3 days. I was out there all day long, and then about another 3 or 4 days I was out there before work with the grapple and the everything attachments, rotary cutter, just pulverizing stuff, trying to rip out root balls with the tractor. That's also where I ripped off my hydrostatic filter, which was not fun. But thank God for Zooks Welding for making some protectors for that, some filter guards. So we have a stand right on our property line, not far from the house actually, but right on the other side of our property line is where the deer run in that field right across our property line if they're not in our property, right in that old fence row. So a couple months ago, actually about a month ago, right after I got hurt, was home from the hospital a few days, they started taking the beans and corn off. My wife and I went over to introduce ourselves to the farmers. They leased the property. The landowner of all the property around us is the gentleman and his sister that we bought our property off of. And they said, hey, do you guys hunt? And they looked at my arm in a sling and they go, well, not you, but does your wife hunt? And my wife goes, yeah. And they said, hey, we got a lot of bean damage in here, crop damage. If you guys want to shoot the deer, shoot as many as you can. So I called Jerry, the gentleman we bought the house off of, and said, hey, you know, I got this, I want to put this tree stand in this fence row. You know, we can get shots into our property, but if we do get a shot into the open field, do you care? And he goes, absolutely not. I'll drop off a permission slip. And that's what he did. Great gentleman, great family. Him and his sister Joyce. You know, we wouldn't have this property if it wasn't for them. But so now we can shoot kind of on our property, and like I said, the big woods is 1,000 feet. It's probably, I want to say it's 200 yards from where our tree stand is before the big woods starts. So the deer just walk that all the way up to the road. So I think that's going to be a good spot this year. And then on the other side of our driveway, kind of in the big timber, there's a trail that was made partially. Actually, it's the trail that the guys made, the neighbors made with their skid steers to pull out some of those big dead ash trees. And the deer have just been funneling in and out of there like crazy. So my dad and my brother put a stand back in there. But actually, where my wife shot that deer was, we have a double bull blind on the food, right off the edge of the food plot. And that's where she got it done. A couple does ran through. We call them the Fab Five. There's 2 mature does and 3 yearlings that they all hang out together. And every time you see them, they're always together. So we call those the Fab Five. My wife was hoping to get one of the big does. They ran through the food plot. We're getting chased by some bucks. A monster buck was on him, and my wife said he's the biggest buck she's seen on the property. And we've heard he's been there. My dad's seen him a few times. I've seen him once. I think it's the same buck. But my wife couldn't get a shot at either the does or the buck. And then this mid-size 8-point came through. Big body, kind of smaller rack. And that's the one she got the shot on, and I'm very proud of her for that. Ooh, that lady almost fell down nice. But yeah, so shoot, my wife shoots a, I don't know what you want to call it, a classic, a vintage, they don't make it anymore, Ruger 44 mag carbine. If you guys are familiar with the famous Ruger 1022, it looks identical to a 1022, only kind of the bigger brother version. Shoots 44 mag. Same type of stock, same setup as far as the barrel clamp that the 1022 is kind of known for. My father-in-law is a big fan of those. They quit making them, I want to say in the 80s. I could be wrong. So he scours Gunbroker. Anytime he sees one that looks pristine, he tries to buy that. So my wife has one of those with a little 3x9 on it. Here in Ohio, deer gun season, you can either shoot a shotgun, a muzzle loader, or it has to be a straight walled cartridge. And when I say straight walled, the smallest, basically it's a pistol cartridge or very old rifle cartridge. So you can shoot, the smallest you can shoot is a 357 on handgun or rifle. A lot of guys shoot 44 mag. You could shoot 45 Colt, long Colt, whatever you will. And then some companies are designing, you know, these straight walled cartridges for states like Ohio where it has to be a straight walled rifle cartridge. My dad 2 years ago, or last year, I don't remember, bought a Ruger, I think it's American rifle. It's chambered in the 450 Bushmaster, which is a very large round. 350 Legend now. A lot of guys shoot 45 70s, but that gives you an idea. I'm sure I'm missing some. But that gives you an idea on what cartridges you can shoot here. So yeah, my wife shot that deer yesterday. I'm hoping tomorrow my dad will come out, and then I'm hoping on Friday, my brother's not deer hunted in 15 years, and he was always a bow hunter. I'm hoping he'll come out with a buddy of his and just kind of help us put some meat in the freezer, and then, you know, kind of meat for those guys. I told my brother if he shoots a deer, we'll pay all the processing, give him whatever he wants. But kind of make it kind of like duck hunting, where it's more of a kind of that camaraderie, you know. A lot of guys go to deer camp, you know, with guys for a week and stuff, and we're kind of trying to make our house into that, where we got people coming, you know, not for the whole week, you know, obviously people got stuff going on, but stop in, hunt. We've had a ton of people ask us to hunt this property. This is the first property that I've ever owned that is ours to hunt. I've always kind of relied on other people to give me permission. And so we're trying to keep this to a very small group that hunt here. Father-in-law is welcome to come out if he wants. But then we're going to keep it probably like at that for now. I've had a ton of friends ask me, and I don't want to be rude, but we put a lot of work into this, and I would like... the problem is you get a bunch of other people on the property. You don't know what they're doing. You don't know... I'm a big believer in scent control, and I don't want someone hunting it to ruin it for someone that might be in that same stand 4 days later. So we're just keeping it just to friends and really, really close family. I said that wrong. Family and really, really close friends. But yeah, I'm excited about that. Even though I'm not hunting this year, I'm so excited that my wife got a deer. We took that to the processor yesterday. Used to do everything ourselves, but obviously that's not happening right now. And I would like to see a couple more deer taken off our property this year. There's just so many deer. But that's what's going on. You know, double bull blind, 44 mag. She got the job done. And then it's still snowing now. It's supposed to kind of turn back to rain tonight, and then tomorrow I hope there's really nothing going on. I tried to tell my dad he needs to sit in that tree stand along that fence row, but if it's crappy weather, I don't blame him. He's probably going to sit in the double bull. So that's what's going on, guys. So hope this isn't too long of a video. But while I was driving, some things, and at the doctor's office, some things were popping through my head I wanted to cover. And in the spring or maybe later this fall, we'll do a walkthrough and kind of show you our stand setup. Kind of got them set up for different wind directions. Here, primarily our winds are all coming out of the west. And then every once in a while, because of the lake, you will get a northeast wind. That's just the way it goes. But it's pretty cool because from what I was told, no one's hunted this property in 30 plus years. Oh, neighbor's back there chilling. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching. And if you guys like this video, give me a thumbs up. Let me know. If you guys are into the hunting stuff, maybe we can do some more videos like that. But I'm going to sit down and do some paperwork right now. I got a lot of stuff I got to send into workers' comp, insurance, all that fun stuff. But, all right, now that I feel better, the snow looks pretty. Go figure. All right, guys, thanks for watching. As always, be safe, stay happy, and we really appreciate your guys' continued prayers.